You say you love them. You say you'll do anything for them. Then why the do you keep poisoning your children? Let's talk about it. Peace. What it do? Y'all know who it is? I know, it's been a minute. We'll get back to the pleasantries later, catch up later. I want to make this one short and sweet. Just know I'm back, in case y'all wondering. Y'all gonna be seeing more of me soon. But this one has been something I wanted to talk about for a while. It's been on my spirit, as you God-fearing folks like to say. And I want to get this shit over with. Because I made a post about it on Facebook weeks ago. And of course, I didn't get very much response. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to go through some of these posts that don't get no likes or no attention. And I'm going to just make videos about them because I don't know if I'm shadow banned or what. I don't know what it is about the algorithm. But certain shit I post just seems to go completely unnoticed. So I just make videos about each one of those things, the ones that I think are important enough to make a video about. And this is definitely one of them, right? So the post I made was particularly about children's cereals, kids' cereals. And the article was saying that they are now less healthy than they were a decade ago. Which is crazy because the shit wasn't healthy a decade ago. So that should just tell you how unhealthy it is now. But I wanted to ask the parents that follow me or that I'm friends with on Facebook, why is this shit still a thing? Like, I can't believe, that's the first thing I said on the post, that I don't believe there's a person alive that doesn't know how unhealthy this shit is, right? I don't accept that. I don't believe that for 1 minute. Ain't nobody, unless you just woke up from a coma yesterday that you've been in for the last 50 years or something and you never heard of these things. But if somebody who's on the fucking internet every day, if you just live on Earth, like you can't tell me you don't know that when you walking through the grocery aisle, that most of what you're seeing is junk food. So the subject could go for a lot of, this can apply to a lot of different things that we give our children, but I was focused on this cereal because I know the propaganda that goes with that.
A very Smurfy part of this nutritious breakfast.
It's a very good part of this nutritious breakfast.
Part of this complete breakfast.
Part of this good breakfast. A good balanced breakfast.
Part of this good breakfast.
Part of this complete breakfast.
The fruity part of my complete breakfast. Wow.
The alkali part of this complete breakfast.
So I was really trying to figure out, are there people who really still think that this is part of a complete breakfast, that this is healthy for your children for some reason? Like, and no, I just don't believe it. I don't buy that. I don't think there's nobody who thinks that it's more healthy. I don't even think that it's somebody who feels like it's more convenient. Like, how is a piece of fruit less convenient than fixing the box, opening a box, pouring it in a bowl, getting milk, utensils? No, you can't tell me that's easier. Oh, that's more convenient. And just eating a piece of fruit, a bunch of grapes. Like, nah, man. You're lying to yourself if you told yourself that's your reason. And I think that's why I didn't get any responses on that. Because what can you say that's not going to make you look stupid? Like, either you're dumb as hell, you don't know what's in this food or why or if it's unhealthy. So you just give it to your kids out of ignorance. Or you know and you just don't give a fuck. Like, that's the hardest one for me to wrap my head around. Your heartbeat. These blessings that you love so much. That you pretend like you'll do anything for. You want the best for them. You know your job is to protect them. But for some reason, when it comes to this shit, these things, you just throw all of that shit to the wind. It don't matter no more when it comes to garbage like this. So I looked it up just to see if there was even an answer, or if anybody had ever done any kind of studies on this, on why parents feed their kids unhealthy food when they know better. And it was crazy that the first thing I saw was a psychologist that said exactly the same thing I said. Well, no, they didn't say what I said. They said they understand why parents feed their kids unhealthy foods. That's the title of the article. But the caption or byline under the article, under the headline, pardon me, is not because parents don't know enough about nutrition. And I was very happy to see this. This was posted in 2014. Wow, I just realized it was posted on the exact same day that I made my post 21 years ago. I'm sorry. 11 years ago. But yeah, September 15th, 2014, this article was posted. 2015, God damn. September 15th, 2025, I made my post about this shit. That's kind of wild. I didn't even notice that till just now. But yeah, they saying it's not possible for parents to be uninformed. First line of the article, you pretty much have to live under a rock to have missed these facts. I don't know why I'm explaining this like y'all can't see it. I forgot I'm going to put it on the screen so y'all will see what I'm talking about. But let's go down to the reasons that they said, because I thought it was very interesting. And I think that we can, what I got from this is that this could be summed up into one reason. These 10 reasons they listed, they can be condensed into one answer. So let's look at the reasons why. Because I was baffled by this. Like, I just don't believe y'all don't care. And before I go into this, I just wanted to make sure I say this, because I noticed there's this thing. I don't know if this person that I saw post this made this up or if this is a real thing that people say, but YOLO mom. Yeah, shout out to you. You know who you are. I ain't gonna put you on blast. But what the fuck is that? YOLO mom. First of all, that means you only live once. You don't get to make them decisions for other people. Like, that's crazy. Because you only live once. Oh, I'm just going to give my child whatever I think he should have or experience. And I've had these conversations with parents, right? Should he try coke, heroin? I mean, where did the experiences stop? Yeah, so if I ask YOLO mom, are drugs included in these things that you should try because you only live once? That would be ridiculous to say, right? Of course not. Wouldn't give my child crack, Fenty. We ain't gonna try no fentanyl, are we? And I ask, what's the fucking difference? That's my question to you. How did you decide that this toxic substance is better than this other toxic substance? This one's addictive, so is this other shit is addictive. Like, what are we talking about here? Fun, right? One is fun and comes with being a kid, and the other one is fun and comes with being an adult. Nose candy, sugar, booger sugar. All right, we got sugar for kids, sugar for adults. Both addictive. They're both fun until they're not. Right? It's all fun and games till you in the fucking hospital. So what is the difference? Where's the cutoff? When do you decide? How do you decide which bullshit you're gonna give your child? If you're really living by this YOLO shit, then you just give him whatever. Like, why would you set limits? What difference does it make? You only live once. Yeah, but of course nobody actually lives by that. You fucking care about your kids. So now you got to figure out what the disconnect is. How did you make an exception for these things? It's all drugs, if you're asking me. So why did you think these drugs are better? And we're going to go through it because it's one thing to poison yourself. But to knowingly poison somebody you claim to love, that's crazy. So let's look at why you might do that. Number one, we don't believe children are capable of liking healthy food. Right. And in fact, if you look at research, you'll see that most Americans don't really like healthy food, at least not compared to junk. For me, I feel like we could stop right there. Like this one right here, if we change that misconception right there, if if everybody was raised eating healthy, that would completely eliminate number one, and then all the other ones would be irrelevant. But we're going to go through them, and then we're going to sum this all up to one thing. Number two, we think childhood means eating candy, cookies, and cakes. That's what childhood means. Kids and cookies culture. It's a good way to put it. I get that mentality. This is part of it, right? It's part of being a kid. You get to experience all this bullshit. Shit that didn't exist for most children, mind you. Right? Throughout the fucking history of mankind, these things didn't exist and children were perfectly fine. It didn't mean being a child 100 years ago, before these things existed. Now all of a sudden, because somebody invented this bullshit and marketed it, I can't say that. Marketed it to you as something fun for kids to enjoy. Not something good or healthy for them to enjoy. It's for fun. Yay, wee. Right? You bought it, and now you feel like that's what you're supposed to give kids. Crazy. But like I said, that would be irrelevant if we took care of number one. Number three, we like making our kids happy. Let's be clear on that. It's not about making kids happy. We think, just like number one said, we think eating junk makes us happy. Everybody, right? We associate food with emotion. I mean, we don't associate it with it. It's tied to our emotions. When I look at junk food, I can remember what that shit tasted like. And I can remember feeling good and being happy about that. Like this, It looks good to me, even though I know it's bullshit and I would never eat it. It's colorful, right? It looks good. It looks appealing to the eye. It's created that way on purpose. So I understand the allure, but this idea that you'll be miserable if you're eating healthy that's an insane way of thinking. And I know a lot of very unhealthy, unfit people who think like that. They waddling through life on all kind of medications and shit. But they think I'm miserable because I don't indulge in, whatever bullshit is available. It's insane. We want our children to eat reliably so we can close the kitchen. I have no idea what that one means, honestly. Like, it's like saying that we want them to eat every day or all the time, as opposed to rejecting the healthy food. I don't know, because it sounds like that's what number 5 is saying too. So I really didn't understand what number 4 says. We don't want to have to fight every day, every meal. Right. Yeah. Sounds like those are the same thing. Yeah, that's just your ignorance. If you feeding children healthy from the jump, then this would not be an issue. There would be no fighting. Matter of fact, if you just started today, if you've been feeding your child bullshit for 10 years and you said, okay, today it's over, we're not doing that no more, how long do you think the fighting would last? Before your hungry child just says, okay, I'm gonna eat what is in here, or before I starve to death. It wouldn't be every day. It wouldn't be every meal. It might be a day or two. Might be a couple meals. It would not last long. Like, stop being a fucking chump and thinking your children run shit. If they ain't buying no groceries, there's nothing to fight about. You fed them the bullshit in the first place. So it's your job to get them off the bullshit. It's not up to them. We're sick and tired of throwing out food that our kids don't touch. Bull, see, I'm giving away the answer already. Ignorance. This is what all of this shit boils down to. You're stupid. How would there be things to throw away if you didn't have alternatives? You're throwing away other stuff because they got junk to eat. If there was no junk, they would eat what you give them because they are hungry. Right? But if they full of snacks and crap, then yeah, why would they touch this shit? Why would they eat what you prepare? Why would they do it? Stop giving them the option. Like, that's making you a bad parent, by giving them bullshit to choose from, not taking away the bullshit. That's what a good parent would do. Like, I'm telling you, if you just reverse everything you've been taught, you might be on the right track. We really tried to teach our children to eat fruits and vegetables. We can't think of anything else to try. We're tired. Aww. Ooh. We tried. We really, really tried. Like, I just don't get it, man. Y'all so fucking weak. People are so fucking weak. I have really a low tolerance for the weakness. And I see people struggling to go vegan and struggling to eat healthy and struggling to fast or detox. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, just do it. This shit is, what is wrong with y'all, man? Y'all just have no discipline. And so, yeah, your children pick up your lack of discipline, man. They see you you can't do it yourself. Why would they try? You can't stick to your own little diet plan. it's hard for me to relate to that. There was no trying for me. When I decided I was going to do this shit, I just did it. And I ain't never had relapses. I ain't never fell off. I went to prison and had to make exceptions. I had to compromise. As soon as I got out of there, I did a detox and I never looked back. Got right back on schedule. It's hard for me to relate to this really tried shit. Just do it. Do or do not do. There is no try. Like, your children will not starve themselves. So that's the problem. While you're thinking of things to try, you should just be doing this shit. Yeah, that one I don't get. We don't think our kids eat that poorly because we make sure they eat at least one veggie per day. And those chicken nuggets, they have protein, right? That's what I was expecting there to be a right after that. Man. First of all, those probably ain't even chicken nuggets. Like, you don't even know what the fuck that is. They got them pink ooze. But obviously your children do eat poorly because your children are not well. Like, your children are sick. I just read a study recently. Children in the U.S. became increasingly unhealthy over the past 17 years. This was just released July 2025. So whatever y'all think you're doing is not working. Pardon us. Your children are eating poorly, and the results are their health. Fucking runny nose, fat, pimple face. They got all kind of they fucking irregular, constipated. Like, come on, man. My mother didn't think we're unhealthy either. We didn't spend a lot of time at the doctor's office. We didn't have a lot of obvious illnesses. But I stayed constipated for sure. Me and my sister. Wasn't unusual to have a headache that I needed to sleep off. I thought sleep was the answer to a lot of shit. Stomach aches, headaches. These things were not uncommon. But we thought this was normal. We didn't know these were symptoms. Right? So don't fool yourself into thinking because your child, like, I was the chubby one. My sister was never overweight. So you might look at her and think, oh, she's doing fine. Like, but don't let that skinny shit fool you either. Her health problems manifested in other ways, like bad skin. She'll tell you that she had that problem growing up. The toxin's gonna come out some way. But we had problems. And if you don't think irregularity is sickness, then you're an idiot. What do you think being irregular means? It means you're sick. And the doctor tells you everything looked normal here, checked you out and everything looked normal. That's the same as saying regular. So if you're abnormal or irregular, that means you're sick. If your children ain't having multiple bowel movements a day, but they eat multiple meals a day, they're sick. So we can start there. I don't have to go through any other ailments your child might have. They full of shit, literally. Alright, next. We don't want our children to be hungry. Ignorance. Why would they be hungry? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? When did kids go hungry? Before snacks and bullshit was invented. They weren't. They were eating just fine. Your children will eat just fine if you remove all the bullshit from your house and replace it with real food. Ignorance, though, that's just about the dumbest thing I could ever heard somebody say. And number 10, our kids like this food and there's nothing we can do about it. Well, that's just a lie. First of all, be honest and say you like this food. Right? They got this shit from you. Nobody started buying bullshit when they had children. No, you've been eating the same bullshit you was eating since you was a child, and you just passed that bullshit on down to your children. That's how it goes. Like, just look at the parents. You can just look at them and see who's the problem here. What's the cause? What's the root of this child's problem? Healthy parents produce healthy children. Now, when they go out into the world and things are happening out of my control, then I have to deal with that. But we're talking about what you can control, right? Well, that's the point. When you're around, you should protect them. That's what we're talking about. Why don't you want to protect them from this bullshit? Why don't you want to protect them from high blood pressure and diabetes and gout, all the problems you got, lupus, cancer? Why you don't want to protect them from all of that? It blows my mind. This is an interesting article. There's some solutions here that they give. And I'm not going to go through all of that. If you care about it, if you care about your children, look the shit up. Go and read it. Like, it's just insane to me that, that you wouldn't take the time to do the research. But say you love your children at the same time. It's a serious disconnect there. It's a sickness. So I just want people to think about it. If I can get one person to say, okay, we're going to make a change today, then I'll be happy with that. Because I know I'm not going to reach all of you Negroes. Y'all get on your little high horse and think somebody trying to tell you how to raise your children. Well, obviously you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Somebody should. Somebody need to care about your kids if you don't. But it's all based in ignorance. Parents feed their children poorly because they want to. Not in the sense of I want to teach my children horrible eating habits so they will grow up to be overweight and afflicted with disease. Rather, parents feed their children poorly because it makes the wheels of family life run smoothly. Bam. Convenience. Ignorance. In your mind, you think this is the best way to do it. The best way to run my family and raise my children is to give them the worst things. That's the best way. Don't give them the best. Give them the worst. Because that's for the best. Oh, man. I really wish I could just slap the shit out of you. Like, I wish I could reach through the screen and just slap fire at your ass. And just hopefully it would shake some shit loose in your fucking brain, man. wake the fuck up. Like, think about what you're doing. You wouldn't let nobody you wouldn't let nobody on the street hand your children fucking illicit substances. You wouldn't take drugs from a stranger on the street for your children. But you'll take your children to strangers' houses to get drugs. Come on, man. Knowing that could not only is the shit you're going to get unhealthy, but it could be laced and tampered with, all kind of shit done to it. This is the things you do for your heartbeat. Come on, kids, let's go to stranger's house and get some drugs. Yay, fun, wee, yippee. Fucking idiots, man. What else can I call it, man? What else do you say? You're a fool. But do it to yourself. You go fucking trick-or-treating and eat that bullshit. Leave your children out of that shit. Like, this is the next generation of people y'all are preparing to be a fucking burden on society. Like, the shit is really selfish and disrespectful to people who give a fuck. Just setting your children up for failure. Knowing that they're going to carry on this bullshit, these bad eating habits for the rest of their life. They're very likely to do so. Unless they're lucky enough to be like me. The chances of them carrying this shit on are very high, and the chances of them having serious health problems as a result of it are very high. And you know this because you got the problems now. You've carried on those bad eating habits yourself. But like I said, if you're ignorant to all this and you give a fuck about your children, look into it. Like, why would you not? At least be as informed as possible. Prove me wrong. At the very least, do the research so you can come back and say, oh no, you don't know what you're talking about. Coke and Skittles is a great snack. It's very good for children. Of course you're not gonna find that shit. You already know you're not. You know you fucking up. So just do better, man. Stop making excuses. Stop being ignorant. Go look at some examples of parents who are feeding their children healthy food, real food. You don't have to be stuck on stupid your whole fucking life. Some of y'all got young children. You got plenty of time to fix this shit. Some of y'all already fucked up. It's too late. If your children still live with you, they still depending on you to nourish them and sustain them. And fuck, man, you got a responsibility. What are you doing? Make it make sense. Please, just think about it. If you don't do nothing else, start asking yourself some real questions. Why do I do these things? Why do I think these things? Where did I get this shit from? If I agree with these 10 reasons, how did I come to form these beliefs? You might find that you just never thought about this shit. You just been running on fucking autopilot. You just been going through the motions. Doing what you've been taught. And be the first motherfuckers to talk about generational curses and breaking cycles. Well, now is your chance. Don't talk about it. Be about it. And be healthy. Peace.